Thank you, Mr. President. I rise to speak about this resolution 124, urging the United States Congress to allow flexibility in the allocation of CARES Act funding for the state of Michigan for its schools and local governments to address revenue shortfalls that have been caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. While Congress has already enacted some federal aid for states and federal governments, its limited scope and restrictions will be insufficient to help the state of Michigan. Local governments and schools face a dire fiscal situation. In addition to decreasing revenues from property, casino, and local income taxes, the fall in state revenue may necessitate severe cuts in state revenue sharing. Similarly, without more flexibility, the substantial shortfall in school aid fund revenue will lead to drastic cuts in state funding for local school districts. Because state law requires them to pass their budgets by the end of June, school districts are making incredibly tough decisions right now. They are calculating the cuts forced on them by a reduction in funding that could be as much as $700 per pupil, and it is devastating to our children's education. In many districts across our state, phys ed, art, and music are on the chopping block. Larger class sizes are simply unavoidable because of the number of teachers that would have to be laid off. School buildings will be closed, and that's just the beginning. Every superintendent, principal, and school board is preparing to face their communities with the sobering realities of this budget, and they know they can't possibly keep these cuts out of the classroom. All this is in the midst of a health crisis that necessitates the transformation of education in ways we have never imagined, that schools are not staffed for, that buildings are not designed for, and that will cost a lot more, not less. Increasing the flexibility that states have when using the CARES Act dollars will help mitigate drastic cuts to the state budget and in turn mitigate drastic cuts to our cities and municipalities and our school districts. Allowing the state and local governments to use CARES Act funding for costs that are indirectly associated with the pandemic will help to address projected revenue shortfalls. Finally, I just want to draw your attention to the fact that this resolution was developed by me and the good senator from the 28th District. It was drafted with the specific intent to enable the Michigan Senate to speak with one voice in a bipartisan manner to convey a message to our congressmen and women and to our 2 U.S. senators about the importance of letting us, those who are closest to the realities and the needs of our communities, decide the best use of the resources they have sent us. I hope that you will join me and my friend, the senator from the 28th District, in sending a strong message today by co-sponsoring this resolution. It is available on the system. Thank you, Mr. President. I ask that my remarks be printed in the Journal.